What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Couch Chats. I am Todd, and joining us this evening on this show is one of our newest brand ambassadors, Clayton Bosman. Welcome, Clayton.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. What's going on with you?
Just working and getting ready for a snow goose hunt. So.
Yeah, that's coming up real soon. We're leaving actually here in a couple weeks
Yep.
to head to Gackle, North Dakota, for our Midwest snow goose hunt. It's our annual trip that we head to the Midwest for the conservation hunt. So we're headed to North Dakota this year. So anyway, we're getting excited for that. So we appreciate you coming.
I appreciate the invite. I've hunted a lot out west, and I've never got to hunt North Dakota. And the waterfowl end of things is something that I'm new to. So
right.
I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a good time.
But you've hunted waterfowl and geese and stuff, right? You're a big gooser, right?
Yeah, I love shooting geese. Yeah, I've hunted waterfowl before. It's kind of new to it. Yeah, I grew up deer hunting and turkey hunting, and then got into the out west stuff, elk and deer and stuff like that. So waterfowl is kind of new to me, but it's hook, line, and sinker.
It is. And if you guys have never hunted waterfowl or geese or any bird in general, man, we've talked about it before. That that adrenaline rush you get from deer hunting is exponentially more when you're hunting birds, just because it happens over and over and over again. You can get that adrenaline rush and then it goes away, and get it again and it goes away. Whereas deer hunting, you get that adrenaline rush and you might not get it again until maybe a week later, the next time you get out in the woods.
And I think a lot of it has to do with turkey hunting. I like it so much because of the calling end of things. To interact. It's kind of the same thing with elk hunting too. And you get into the world of waterfowl hunting, and that's the main thing you're doing is calling. So I like the communication end of it, from you to the animal. And
absolutely.
I think that's why it hooked me.
You get to play games with Mother Nature. That's pretty cool. When it's kind of like playing chess. That's what I always refer to. Like when you're rattling up, trying to rattle a buck in, or trying to grunt a buck. You're playing chess with Mother Nature. It's really, really cool when it works out. You mentioned out west a couple times.
Yep.
And you and I at our meeting last Sunday, you had talked about your experiences in Montana. I've always wanted to hunt Montana. I've hunted Wyoming before, had an awesome time in Wyoming on an antelope hunt, but I've never hunted Montana. What's going on in Montana? What's Montana like?
Montana is probably my favorite state, and I've hunted, Montana, Nebraska, Alaska, and there's something about it, just the mountain ranges and the new challenges that it brings. You deer hunt here, and it's a lot of, sitting in the stand. You can do some spot and stalk. Then you get out there, and it's like, we hike and set up and hunt and make a move on an animal. And there's different challenges. And just like any state out west, you're gonna have different terrain and different challenges. But there's just something about out west hunting for me that really, really does it for me. Just the difference in the terrain and how you get to hunt. So.
Gotcha. So when you go out to Montana, do you do it yourself, DIY, or do you go through an outfitter? How do you do that? Do you set up tents and set up camp yourself? How does that?
So the first year I guided in Montana, I guided elk and deer in Montana, and then I went back. I've been back 3 times since, all of them on our own. We hunted deer twice and elk once. First 2 times we hunted deer, we set up my enclosed trailer and we camped out of that. And then last year when we went elk hunting, we actually went 6 miles in and set up camp. And hunted like that. So I've had the pleasure of hunting out there 3 times.
Oh, that would be awesome. So you've mentioned that it's kind of tricky to get tags, just like Colorado's pretty tricky. You keep talking about elk hunting, and one of the things that I've been trying to do is get enough points to be able to hunt elk. I was gonna hook up with one of our staffers out there, John Kessler, but unfortunately, I don't have enough points for his area, so it's in the Colorado process is really tricky. I mean, for me anyway, as a Michigander, we don't have to really go through all that. Sure. Even when we used to have to apply for doe tags, it was a matter of filling out a tiny little application, submitting it, and it's good to go.
Yeah.
It seems like Colorado, you have to fill out some application, then go to this website, do something else, and this website, do something new. You're bouncing back and forth, and it's not an easy website. It's not like www.colorado.com. It's really
you would think for a state that's taking your money, you'd think that they'd make it
you would think,
easier,
right?
But
in a popular state, a lot of people travel to. Yeah.
No, it's it takes a year of first year I bought preference points,
Mm-hmm.
and then the second year I applied.
Yep.
And it kind of just takes getting to learn the website and really taking your time with it. Because I know the first year that I did it, I was lost. I was like, I don't know where, what tag I'm supposed to buy, because you have your deer A, you have your deer B, you have your deer general, and it's like this is confusing. But I mean, after you sit down and read through the fine print a little bit, you can understand it, you can get it. So
yeah, it's tough. I'm still in the preference point phase, so and maybe I should start putting in for Montana. I know Sam actually went to Montana. Sam and Drew, that's where they got their antelopes a long time ago. So do you hunt? Do you hunt speed goat? Do you hunt antelope out there, or is it mostly muley, elk?
I've never hunted speed goats. It's actually one of my top animals that I want to hunt. But I've only hunted elk and deer in Montana. So.
Mm-hmm.
But where I guided at and where we hunted last year was a little high elevation for speed goats, so it's kind of got to go down a little lower, go a little more to the east to get into good goats. But something I really want to do. That's one that's up there for me.
It's so much fun. It is so much fun. So let me tell you my story about hunting antelope. So I had a chiropractor I was seeing way back in the day, actually 15 years ago, because Heather was pregnant with Tala, our firstborn, and he was talking about how challenging it is to hunt antelope. And I had mentioned I'd love to shoot one with a bow. And he said, "You're never going to shoot one with a bow. Never get close enough. Yep. Never going to shoot one with a bow. You got to go out there with a gun." I'm like, I'm going to prove this guy wrong. I'm going to go out with a bow, right? So I got a hold of an outfitter in Wyoming, and it was actually 4-horse outfitters in Gillette, Wyoming. Really cool place. So you had to apply, but the chances, if you're archery, to draw a tag are pretty high.
A lot better.
A lot better than Colorado, a lot better than Montana. So I drew a tag right away. Went out there. First night I sat out there, I couldn't sit still. It was so awesome, just because it was just so wide open, and all you smell is sage, and you see mountains way off in the distance, and that sort of thing, and you see antelope coming in from like 3 miles away. You can see the white specks as they get bigger and bigger, and it was just awesome. I did have kind of a shot at one on the first day. But I think I ranged it at 52, and I didn't feel comfortable at 52 yards. But it was a heck of an experience. I remember going out there; it was freezing. There was frost everywhere. This is around Labor Day weekend, and by noon it was up to 80 degrees. Oh, yeah. So that quick, it's freezing. Go out to the second day, and they put me right on a water hole. So the first day I was on a water hole, but it was like a longer lake stream type of thing. And so the goat that I ranged was off to my left at the very edge, and he was 52 yards away. This was just a circular water hole, and I ranged where I could see where they came in, and it was 32. So much better, right? And I see this goat coming down the mountain. I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting there, and I got to shed some clothes, because by the time it gets to me, I'm sweating bullets, right? And I was in a pop-up blind. It had a black interior, so I was all dressed in black. Mm-hmm. So that was pretty cool too. But he comes down and gets a drink, and I ended up getting shot, and I took it and hit him and got him. So my first thought was, yep, I just proved him wrong. I proved him wrong. Love him to death, but I proved him wrong. You can shoot antelope with a bow. Yeah, but it was so much fun because it's challenging. And on day one, I know I messed up a few times just because I couldn't sit still. It was just so awesome just to see all the goats around. And like I said, that 52-yarder, you get that adrenaline going, knowing that it's such a challenge. And I actually dropped my goat right. I hit him and just piled up right. He actually didn't make it up. Job. Yeah. So that was cool. That was a really cool experience. So I'd love to do that again. Mm-hmm. So they aged it at about 4.5, 5-year-old. So it was a nice mature goat. Yeah. So wasn't a Boone and Crockett, but that wasn't my thing. I just wanted to be successful. Yep. So you hunt a lot of different stuff, as we already talked about. You also do a lot of fishing, ice fishing.
I do. I try to do as much fishing as I can. I absolutely love fishing. We actually had a decent year of ice this year, so I was actually able to get out quite a bit. And early ice, we didn't get out much, but in the later ice, since we had good ice, we actually got out quite a bit, and that was good. So
we haven't had a lot of really good ice in years.
No.
People I've talked to, aren't you guys ice fishing in Michigan? In Michigan, the last few years, you get like 2 or 3 days of ice, and that's it. It's usually open water.
It's pretty shady ice,
and
too.
It's pretty shady ice. But it was pretty cold this year.
Yeah. No, we had a really good. We fished a bunch of lakes and tried some new spots, and it was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
But you got a lot. You learn every time you're out there, and just bounce around spots, and it was a blast.
Got a mess of perch. I saw you you posted a few times all the fish. What's your setup like for ice fishing?
I just bought a 2-person flip over.
Yeah.
Eskimo, and then I spent a lot of money on ice fishing stuff this year because we had the ice. I bought a new graph, and I try to run a couple rods, a couple tip ups, depending on how many guys we have. But that's pretty much the gist of it. So.
Using minnows, worms. What do you use for bait?
Most of the time, if we're fishing perch, it's mostly fishing minnows, jig and wraps, teardrops, kind of just change it up if it's not working for you, kind of thing.
Oh, gotcha. So you just keep going until
you find something that they want to bite that day. So
gotcha.
Yeah, a lot of jig and wraps, a lot of teardrops, jig head, stuff like that.
So Heather and I got the itch one week, I think it was, leading into the weekend. We got a hold of you, you and Mark.
Oh, yeah.
But at that time, you said the fish had already moved on, and the ice was starting to get thin at that point, so it was turning back into Michigan ice. So, but it was funny because me and Heather and I were doing all this. We're gonna get a shanty. We're gonna get all these tip ups. We're gonna get a jet sled.
Yeah.
And then you said, "Well, the fish have actually moved on." I'm like, okay, I guess we'll wait.
That the ice fishing bite really caught me good again this year because last year we had decent ice. It wasn't great, and then this year we had some pretty good ice. And I was like, I need a shanty. I need a new graph. And but it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it a lot. It's always nice to get out on the water.
Sure. So when you drill your holes, do you set your shanty? Do you drill your holes inside? Because some people get a shanty and then drill holes out and then just go in the shanty periodically to warm up. How do you do? What do you do?
I typically drill my holes inside the shanty and then sit in there, and if I'm running tip ups or whatnot, then get out of the shanty every once in a while. But typically my holes are in the shanty. Just a nice comfortable seat to sit on, and I don't know. That's just how I do it.
So when we go goose hunting here in a few weeks, Andy Meeks, everyone, the famous Andy, is hosting us, and he's from Minnesota, and he's really into ice fishing. And his setup is unreal. He's got a fifth wheel that he brings out, seriously, a fifth wheel that he brings out on the ice, and he lifts up the floor, and he's got all these holes, and he drills the holes in. And
if we could have that kind of ice, I'd be so happy if we could have big trailer ice. But
you can sit there in a t-shirt and shorts, 72 degrees inside, and you're fishing and 7 below outside.
No, that would be awesome. I wish we could have that kind of ice, but we just don't.
We don't get that around here.
We don't get that. No.
We had a rare winter where it was cold for an extended period of time. Really, from about mid-January until I would say second week in February-ish.
Yeah, probably pretty close.
It was cold. It was cold from Thanksgiving to about a week before Christmas. Got a bunch of snow, really cold, and then it warmed up. Everything melted. And then, like I said, mid-January, it got cold again, and ice came. When it got cold, I'm talking it got cold. We had school canceled because it was so cold.
Yep.
I mean, it was like wind chills of like 30, 40 below, and so that'll form some ice for sure.
Making ice that cold.
So out of everything that you do, fishing, birds, deer, elk, what's your favorite?
Oh, man. I've always been a huge fan of turkey hunting. Okay. That's one of my favorite things to do. I get to do it with my dad. My dad's a big turkey hunter. He always has been, and he was the one that introduced me to it. And that's probably still one of my favorite things to do is to go shoot turkeys in the spring.
Right.
I love shooting turkeys. Probably my second favorite is probably mule deer. I love killing mule deer.
Oh, really?
I don't know what it is about them. They're not the brightest animal out there, but they definitely have. They're definitely not as dumb as people make them out to be. They're still a pretty hard animal to kill, and there's just something about them. I don't know. I just really like killing them.
Right.
I really like hunting them, and
kind of sounds like me. Heather tells me all the time, "You're the dumbest animal out there," and she hasn't killed me yet. So. But I haven't mule deer hunted. I'd love to.
Yeah, mule deer hunt's a blast.
Is it?
It's a lot of fun, and it's we went last year. I didn't have a tag last year. I went 3 of my buddies, and they had tags, and it was just, we hunted a completely different piece of ground than I ever hunted in Montana, and we went 3 for 3, and easily, if I had a tag, I could have filled my tag too. It was just, I don't know, it's just a lot of fun. Mule deer, they're something. They're interesting.
Yeah, I got to get into that. I got to check that out sometime before I get too old to get out west and hunt. Obviously, they're not here in Michigan.
Right.
Although in Michigan here, you see what they're doing with the elk. They're extending the number of tags they're giving.
I did see something about that. Yeah, I did see something about that. Because maybe you get 2 in your lifetime if you're lucky.
If you're lucky, yeah. You don't. It's very rare to get an elk tag here in Michigan. Yeah. That's one that you have to apply for. But the DNR stated that the elk population has grown quite a bit. So now the number of tags that they issue, they've increased that number. They're also, if I'm not mistaken, they're opening up wolf. Actually, the one thing they did do is they extended coyote season. They used to have downtime during this time right now, March to like June, I believe.
Yep. Yeah, because before they shortened it, I want to say it was all year round, and then it got taken down because of the pup rearing season, and then now I seen I got an extended again.
Yeah, so they're extending. Awesome. I'll get a coyote on camera maybe one time a week, so it's not, and it's like usually 3 in the morning, and I'm not a morning guy. I'm not going to go out at 3 in the morning to try to freeze my butt off and shoot a coyote. So you mentioned that you guided in Montana, right? You do guide in Montana. You guide in Alaska as well, right?
Yeah. So I spent coming right out of high school. I spent one fall in Montana for elk and deer. I learned a lot. I really think to this day that I grew up a lot in that season that I got to spend out there. Mm-hmm. I was fortunate enough to have one of the guys that worked in that camp. He also worked in Alaska, so I got the invite to come up there for the fall season, and I spent 3 years up there. 3 seasons up there guiding bear and moose. Mm-hmm. I got to hunt grizzlies and moose in Alaska. And do a lot of fishing up there too.
Grizzlies and moose, huh?
Yeah.
So did you ever have a grizzly come out after you?
No, I never had.
Start chomping or anything at you?
I had one that was a little talkative, but not anything that was
Concerning.
Concerning, yeah. So we were on a lake up there, so they were really, really well fed. So we never really had an issue with bears coming into camp and getting into food and stuff like that. But,
I was gonna say they didn't see you as a treat.
No.
What part of Alaska? North?
Southwest. So just north of of the peninsula.
And isn't that Kodiak down there?
Kodiak's down there. So if you were to take Kodiak and the peninsula, we were like up in this area.
Oh wow! So you're after some Kodiak bears? Not necessarily, because they're on an island there, right? Yeah.
Yeah, coastal brown bears.
Yeah, which essentially they're brown bears, but
brown bears and grizzlies, just where they're located.
Exactly, it's where they're located. In Montana, they're called what? Grizzlies or
mountain grizzlies?
Yeah. So, but it always seems black bear. So last year we went to Oregon because Tyler had a national outdoor race, track and field. And we went up into, there's a lake up there. I forget what lake it was. But we were way up in the mountains, and this was in June. We're up in the mountains. There's snow everywhere. Mm. Like some of the passes, some of the roads were closed because there was so much snow up in this national park. And we were coming back down out of the mountain, and here comes this brown bear right in front of us across. But it was a black bear, so it was a cinnamon-colored black bear.
Color-faced black bear.
Like, oh my God, that's a dream. That's a dream.
Yeah, those are sweet, and it's kind of funny when you apply for a Montana black bear tag, you have to sit through a course. Mm-hmm. So they explain to you how to identify a black bear or like a color-phased black bear to like a brown to like a
grizzly or something. Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting.
So, and we don't have that here in Michigan. Black bears are black bears. Mm-hmm. We don't have color-phased bears, really. I've never seen one. I've never heard of one in Michigan.
Not that I know of, no.
Up in Ontario, if you go north, I did shoot a bear a few years ago up in Marathon, which is straight at the very tip of Lake Superior in Canada. So it's 3 hours east of Thunder Bay or 3 hours west of Wawa. So it's right in the middle there. It's about a 10-hour drive from here. But They said they may have seen one in 10 years or something like that. So I guess they're out there, but you're probably not going to see them.
Right.
So how common is it to see a color phase in Montana?
I think I seen one out there. I don't know of a lot of color phases that come out of Montana. I think Idaho is big on their
Idaho's a big one?
I think Idaho is big on their color phase. Not saying that there's not, color phase in Montana. I just haven't. I think I might have seen one that was like, I don't know if that was,
right.
It was at a distance, and I don't know if that was a small grizzly or if that was color phase black bear. So, yeah.
That's crazy. So, yeah, I've heard, and I heard Idaho was a lot easier to get a tag in, too.
I think Montana black bear is over the counter.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think so. You just have to take that course, and then you can get it. It's over the counter. So.
Okay. How could you ever eat have you shot a bear in Montana?
I have not. No.
Okay.
I had some buddies that had tags for bears in Montana while we were out there, and we never seen one. I have not killed a Montana black bear.
Gotcha. I was gonna say and the reason why I ask is this: when I shot my bear from Canada, we brought the meat back home and ate it all. I mean, it was good meat because a lot of fat, right? And that's where the flavor for the food comes from, the fat, right? Really good. Tyler Wolf went up into Canada. I believe it was right around whatever province. I don't know what's right north of Montana there.
Oh, that's not Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan's north of North Dakota, I believe. I don't remember what province that is. Sorry for all of our. I really do apologize. I don't know Canadian geography. I know Ontario surrounds us.
Right.
I know Newfoundland is over by Bradley. But so I apologize. But at any rate, he was up somewhere there out west. I know Vancouver is right on the coast, but he wasn't that far west. Anyway, he shot a bear. But they said the meat was not good. Yeah. Meat is not good in that area where he shot. He said there's a lot of like wormy meat because the bears get into garbages a lot and just eat. You know what I mean? And so he was advised not to even eat the meat. But the one I shot, we looked at it and it was interesting because we decided to pop the stomach, just open the stomach up, see what they've been eating. And I swear to God, it was just a whole bushel full of blueberries. Yeah. In his stomach, and they hadn't been chewed. Like I could have picked it up and ate it myself. It was like a whole blueberry just in his stomach. I was like, that's crazy. So he's just, I'm sure, just gulping and swallowing, not even chewing.
It's funny you hear people talk about like elk and mule deer out west and how mule deer don't taste good because all they eat is sage grass. People try to compare it to like whitetails here at home that out in the cornfield eating corn and all that. But to be honest with you, all the elk and mule deer that I taste. And I mean, you can tell the difference between a mule deer backstrap and a whitetail backstrap, but it's still really good. There's still nothing wrong with it. It's just different geography. It's got a little different taste to it. So.
That antelope I shot, we cooked that. We ate that meat too, and it did have some sage taste. But I think like anything, like the geese we shot down in Texas, you learn how to cook it right. It's going to taste good. Yeah, oh man, we came back and like I was always hesitant because I've cooked goose before and just threw it on, cooked it like a steak, and tastes like pot roast, kind of rubbery, But we learned how to cook it. Our guy that was with us down in Texas told us how to do it. So I tried their recipe with cream of mushroom, stick of butter, a bunch of seasoning. Gotta have the butter. Bunch of seasoning. We put chicken broth in it and just cooked it for like 12 hours. We put it on in the morning. We went to some basketball games. Came home, watched TV. By 7 o'clock that night, it was so good. It was done. It was perfect. It was so good. And so I wonder if we did something like that with like antelope, even though it's sagey.
Right.
I wonder if we did something like that, if it would taste better. I guess we gotta convince Heather to let me go back to
antelope hunt.
Yeah, or Montana. Yeah. So that would be awesome. Yeah, or Idaho. Geez, so we had a group looking at Idaho. Sam actually, his elk hunt was in Idaho.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his was all horseback, and he's got to tell that story sometime. It was just incredible how long they were on horseback. It was, gosh, I can't. I'm not even going to quote it because I don't. It was just an incredible. It was something like 6 to 10 hours just on horseback riding, and just crazy amount of time riding on horses. Which I love horses, but I don't know about riding.
There, where I guided in Montana, it was all off horseback for our archery season, and it's as much of a pain as a horse can be, it does save a lot of miles on your feet. That's for sure.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
So.
And you're ready to get on your feet probably after riding that long.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So when you were in Alaska, did you ever salmon fish?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we
sockeye.
Yep, we fish sockeyes, Dolly Varden, grayling, big lake trout. Yeah, I mean we fished almost every day.
So you're going back to this year?
Don't know yet. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing this fall. So
we were looking. We talked about it. So I was going to go on the elk hunt next year, but I didn't have enough preference points. I'm getting to that point. So let me backtrack. The story of this came about. We built our house, so the house we're in right now. 2007, and above our window out in the living room, I said to Heather, I go, "This is where my elk's going to go." Mm-hmm. It's still bare. That was almost 20 years ago. So she said to me last year, "Todd, you're getting older." I go, "Don't remind me." You don't have to remind me of this stuff. I can see that every time I look in the mirror. She's like, "But where's your elk? Your elk's still not up here. You got to go get that elk." So then that's when I started looking at, talking to John. And then I started looking all around. And when we found out I didn't have enough preference points, she came up with the idea, well, how about buffalo? I'm like, "Ooh, that would be cool.
There you go.
Wild buffalo." So I started looking into that. That was pretty expensive.
Yeah.
That's pretty expensive. I don't know. I mean, financially, I don't know if I can do it, but I would love to do it. So then I thought, well, what about caribou? They used to be able to hunt caribou around in Ontario, but they decided to stop doing that, right? So I just typed in, caribou hunts. Mm-hmm. First place that came up was Alaska. Mm-hmm. And so we found a do-it-yourself hunt. Yep. Where you fly into Prudhoe Bay, they take you down to Dead Horse. This guy comes out, helps you with the tent, helps you get all set up. They drop you off, and then you're on your own for a week. I'm like, oh, and that was very reasonably priced. Like this is the real deal. This would be awesome, and the hunt would take place like in July.
Yeah, yeah, because it's still cold up there.
Yeah, exactly, cold and not as much snow, but it's still cold. But man, and so that's something we looked into. The first opening they had was like 2028 though. Oh. So it's a pretty popular hunt, but
for sure.
Definitely something that we talked about doing. And so Heather wants to go up to Alaska, and she wants to sockeye fish really bad.
It's a great place to do it.
We actually have our neighbor Tundra Kendall's down here.
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy, you know Jimmy?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, there you go. Jimmy's up there.
Yep.
So he came home for Christmas when we found this, and so Jimmy guides for caribou and stuff.
Okay.
And so I texted him while he's here. I'm like, dude, we got to hang out. We got to talk caribou. And so Jimmy, if you're listening to this, we still got to talk caribou. He got busy. Well, it's the holidays. It's busy. Yeah. So Jimmy, Randy, I don't know if you know Randy Cheadle.
Name sounds familiar.
So he lives up there. He's Jimmy's cousin.
Actually, I think I talked to him in the airport.
Probably,
I think I talked to him in Grand Rapids on the way up there. Yeah.
Yeah, and Randy talks to everybody.
I think that's who that. I don't remember. That was a while ago now.
But so anyway. If you guys are listening, like I'm gonna tag you on this, you're gonna listen to it. But we got to get together and get a Alaskan hunt with a sockeye fishing trip. That would be so awesome.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. So we are coming to the end of this episode, and one thing that we started was a new part of our show. It's called the Gauntlet. The Gauntlet. Spring is coming up. You mentioned turkey hunting, spring weather. So with the Gauntlet, I ask you 5 questions. Give me an answer. There is no right or wrong answer. You're not grading this for any grade. It's just a way for us to get to know you even more. Okay, ready? Yep. With spring, there's a lot of rain. It's wet around here. We're supposed to get storms here in a couple hours, right?
Yep.
Would you rather sit out in the rain or wallow in the mud?
Ooh. Sit out in the rain.
Yeah, I think I would too.
Yeah.
Because I just picture sitting out there, actually on the porch. I don't know if I'd actually go in the rain, but on the porch with an adult beverage, just hearing the rain. It's so soothing.
That sounds a little bit better than rolling around in some mud.
Although if you were to ask my daughters, they would probably want to roll around in the mud. So, second question: turkey hunting. right? Mm-hmm. Turkey hunting. In the fall, you can use a shotgun or a bow.
Yep.
In spring, it's a shotgun only.
Mm-hmm.
What would you rather use, a shotgun or a bow when you turkey hunt?
Probably shotgun.
Shotgun?
Yeah.
I'm a bow guy. I just love that challenge of shooting a turkey with your bow, and I don't know. It's just that adrenaline rush seems to be
for sure
a little bit.
I just really like
more.
when a turkey hangs up at 50 yards. You can still poke out and reach at them.
Well, that's the thing with bows. Those mature toms, as soon as they come to you, they seem to veer off. And they're out of range real quick. But with the shotgun, they're still in range.
Yeah, you still reach out and touch them.
Still in range. All right. Springtime, baseball season. Mm-hmm. World Baseball Classic, which is going on right now. Yep. And I know you played baseball. Yep. Yeah. World Baseball Classic or spring training games? Tricky one, huh?
I like spring training games. I think it's a lot of, you get to see a lot of the newer guys, see what they can do and how they can play, and I don't know. I think it's you haven't watched baseball in a while, so you get to watch spring training.
Right, all right. It's just, any baseball is good at that point, right?
Any baseball is good baseball.
I love the World Baseball Classic. That
is pretty cool.
I just love the high stakes competitive games. Like NBA, it's tough for me to watch. Yeah. Unless it's playoff time. Yeah. College, usually tough for me to watch until March Madness comes around. Mm-hmm. Football games, I love the high stakes game. Love the high stakes game. Yep. So the WBC just reminds me of a high stakes competitive game. So
I can see where you're going with that.
All right. Going back to the turkeys. Okay. Wild turkey. Would you rather turn them into sandwiches or tacos?
Tacos.
Yeah, I'm a taco guy too.
Tacos.
Taco Tuesday. Yeah.
Tacos.
Taco. Any wild bird. You eat your turkey, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that wild turkey is so awesome. Yeah. So really good to eat. Next question. Thunderstorm. So I'm bouncing all over the place here, and that's what the gauntlet is. You're going through. Okay. Would you rather have a thunderstorm or a snowstorm?
Snowstorm.
What?
I love snow. I absolutely love snow.
Oh my gosh! Because with snowstorm, that means there's more work.
Yeah, that is true. That is very true.
Not that I'm like a lazy guy, but I just get sick of shoveling. I get sick of snow blowing. I get sick of all this stuff.
No, I've always loved snow. We actually have coyote dogs. We have 8 coyote dogs. Well, I think we have 6 now. So whenever we got snow, we get to run coyotes. So that's why I always like snow so much more.
Oh, gotcha. So that's, and I'm not like a huge coyote guy because of the fact that we don't have them around as much. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm definitely a thunderstorm guy. I can't stand the snow.
I love the snow.
So, last question of the gauntlet. Easter is in the spring.
Yep.
Would you rather have Peeps marshmallows or the Reese's peanut butter chocolate bunny? Reese's peanut butter chocolate. Reese's peanut butter chocolate. That's the end of the gauntlet.
If you pick the other one, you're wrong.
That's the end of the gauntlet. Clayton made it through. Nice job. Thanks for joining us on this episode.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Check us out. You guys can check us out on Carbon TV Network. Check us out on YouTube. See you guys next time. Thanks for joining us. Stay obsessed.